Right, how's everyone doing? Good, I hope. I want to talk about the Atari VCS and the hopes and expectations that I have for it. What I want to see happen and what I think will happen with the Atari VCS going forward. So I love the Atari VCS. I think it's awesome, and but I'm also realistic. I've been around for a long time playing games, and we grew up with the original Atari 2600 back in the day. So we remember what those days were like back then. Atari were on top of the world in terms of gaming. There was no Microsoft, there was no Sony. Sega and Nintendo were around, but they weren't on the map as much as Atari was. Because Atari not only did 2600 stuff, but arcades, home computers, everything. But I remember the Atari 2600 was playing every day after school. Space Invaders, Pac-Man, River Raid, Pitfall, all the classics. I still have them. My original Atari 2600 still works great. The only thing is, I have to have an old style television to play it. I don't want to mod my Atari 2600 because I don't have the skills, and I don't want to pay to have it done, because we could play all the games that I have for my 2600 on my Atari VCS, which is one of the main things I love about the Atari VCS. We can play the entire library of Atari 2600 games, even games that we wouldn't be able to afford off eBay, or games that I just wouldn't have a chance to play. That's how much I love the new Atari VCS. The fact that we can play all my old games in 4K on a big screen with more options and settings than the 2600 version had. So to me, it's like brilliant. Like, it really is. The VCS with Atari stuff alone. But not just 2600 games. We could play 7800 games, Atari Jaguar games, Atari 5200 games, even the 8-bit line, the DST, the computer line and stuff like that, which is awesome. We could play them through Chrome or through Anstream Arcade or wherever Atari themselves put on the VCS store, which is awesome. So brilliant. So getting back to my hopes and expectations for the Atari VCS. Well, I hope that it takes top spot and puts Atari back on top of gaming once again. That's what I hope will happen, because Atari is my favourite. Out of all the companies that make video games, Atari is my favourite. Always will be, always has been. And so I hope the VCS can take top spot away from Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo. But we expect that it won't, because it's just not catching for the way the 2600 did. Even though the VCS is a great system and you can do a whole lot more with it, it's just a lot of people now these days don't care about Atari, especially kids. They don't really care, that's just the unfortunate truth of the matter. That's a whole lot of money that's not going into Atari. It's going to Nintendo primarily when it comes to kids, I think. I think the Switch is doing better than the PS5 and the Xbox Series X in terms of kids. So I believe. So that's what Atari's missing. It's just not catching fire like the 2600 did. But who knows? It might, but I doubt it, because when the Atari 2600 first came out in '77, it was slow going, but by early 1979, it was a worldwide success. Everyone wanted one, especially for around Christmas time, because you had Pac-Man, you had E.T. on the way, you had Space Invaders out already. So there was no competition, which helped Atari out big time. Okay, they started to get competition in around '79 from television and ColecoVision, but in my opinion, it wasn't really competition because Atari was just so much on top. You had to be around them times to understand just how big Atari were. You know what I mean? Everywhere. You know what I mean? I'd say they were bigger than Microsoft ever was in terms of worldwide recognition. I live in Ireland, and we were always the last to get anything like a video game related, especially back in the day, But Atari was an American company, and that's how big Atari's reach was. That's how popular it was, So that's just the way it was. It was super. So I hope with the Atari VCS today, it takes top spot. That's what I hope. Will that happen? No, I doubt it. Nothing will ever have that kind of success ever again. That's my opinion. But who knows? They say that lightning strikes twice. I hope that happens with the Atari VCS, but realistically, I just don't see it happening because not enough people care about it or know about it, especially the kids. Because I remember when I was a kid, and every other kid my age around where I lived, I want the Atari 2600. I remember, be bugging our mums and stuff like that. So that's what the Atari VCS is missing. But outside of that, it's still a great system, and it's far from the failure that the Atari Jaguar was, in my opinion. Because the Atari Jaguar came out in 1993. That was the system that came out before the Atari VCS, and it failed big time. And it was discontinued in 1995. So I was waiting for a long time for Atari to come back. You know what I mean? But I just knew they would someday. It took a long time, but I was a fan. Still am a fan, even back then. So the VCS. The Atari VCS is not doing the same mistakes that the Atari Jaguar did. It's delivering on its promises. You can play great games from multiple systems. You can do a whole lot more with it. But the problem is that you can do it on pretty much anything else. On any other PC. And that's what Atari is up against. As well as Xbox, PlayStation and Nintendo. But I believe they're holding their own. Like I said, it's not an out and out failure like the Jaguar, but it's not a success either. So it could go either way at this point, that's what I'm saying. But I hope that it takes top spot. But will it happen? No. As much as I'd love for it to happen, I just don't think it will. You know what I mean? Unless Atari can get a Call of Duty game or something like that, or Fortnite. Now, you can't play Fortnite and Call of Duty on the Atari VCS, but it's nothing like official, if you understand. It's just you can go to Steam and play it that way, but you have to downgrade the settings, so it's not the same as playing on an Xbox Series X or a PlayStation 5. But then again, I don't know, I don't have Steam because I haven't upgraded my Atari VCS. I've only seen other people on YouTube play Call of Duty, Black Ops Cold War through Windows 10 and the Atari VCS, but they say that it's not the same, you have to downgrade the graphics, but I've never played it on the PC, so I don't know. But that's what the VCS officially needs. A Call of Duty game or something that sells millions. If a game just like that. But we'll see what happens. These are just my opinions. I hope the Atari VCS can take that spot, but I just don't think it will. Because not enough people care about it, and it just doesn't have that game that sells millions. Not yet, anyway. So anyway, they're my opinions. So I hope everyone has a good day. Take care, bye-bye.